Good morning. I was looking at Nina's daffodils earlier on the weekly challenge for Wednesday, and I thought, oh gosh, these would be great for the alcohol ink markers. So if you guys have these, we're gonna work on these. I'm using color 33, 35, 59, 51, and 23. You could choose different colors. You don't have to use these, but these are the shades I'm gonna work with. I'm gonna use an Artui acrylic pen afterwards, and I might throw in some color shift, again, not necessary. And then you'll need this to somewhat seal off your daffodil after we put the color on and before we do the Artui pen. So if you have some of these shades and you have these alcohol ink markers that you ordered and are completely frustrated with, I'm gonna walk you through that. Because I have to tell you, when I purchased these, I was completely frustrated. I bought them a little over a year ago, and I hated them because they bled, and I thought, what the heck am I gonna do with these? And so I decided, you know what I'm gonna do with them? I'm gonna make them work for me. So I just chose to use them in a different way. So we're gonna start out with just blotting some color down. So I am just going to take the wide tip and I am just going to start rubbing it on the rock. I know I didn't sketch anything out. I'm crazy like that. So I'm just kind of going along here and drawing some wide, messy petals, splashing some color back in. And I do this sometimes. Sometimes I don't sketch it out because I'm naughty. No, because I don't know. I just kind of feel like sometimes life controls us too much, and it's nice to let loose and make mistakes, and whatever is done, even if this is a complete failure, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna come back and paint over it in white, and you're gonna do something else. Maybe it'll be an elephant. I don't think that, I think we get too hung up on perfection, and you don't have to. It's art, it's your creation. It's not mass production on a factory floor somewhere, and you need to just let go and not worry about it. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that right there. Now what I'm gonna do is, this one's a little bit darker, and so I'm gonna go right up against where the daffodil bud comes out, or petal, or however you want to call it, and I'm darkening that because there's just going to be some natural shade there to the flower. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do that center. Don't worry about the color, don't worry about it smearing, none of that matters. Don't worry about your lines, none of that matters. Anything that you do can be corrected. It's not a big deal. And if you mess up, what do? We paint it white and we start over again, and nobody knows unless you tell them, okay? So quit telling people about all your mistakes and just sit back and hand it to them and watch them marvel over how talented you are. Okay. So I have that. Now I have the two greens, and I'm gonna go in and I'm going to draw a stem that's gonna come out from under here. It's a little thicker at the top, and then it just slivers down, kind of runs off the rock. Excuse my doggy door, people. My dogs are running in and out, my little blessings. Okay, now I'm gonna come up and I'm just gonna do a little stem coming, or a little leaf coming off there. It is finally warm here again. We had snow 3 days ago here in southern Arizona, and I had a foot in my backyard. It snowed from about 7 in the morning to about 4:30 in the afternoon. I've been here 9 years, and we typically get snow once or twice a year, but never like we did this last time. Okay, so now I'm just kind of going back in and adding some color to it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut off the camera, I'm gonna go outside, and I'm gonna spray this about 12 inches away from the flower, so you won't be able to see me spraying it. This you can get at Walmart. It's under $4, and we use it, a lot of us rock artists, when we first started out, we used this as our primarily sealer, and we would do it 2 to 3 coats, but then a lot of us have moved over to resin. But with the alcohol ink, these markers bleed, and that's why everybody hates them, and they fade out, and that's why everybody hates them. I love them for that reason. Embrace your mistakes, people. So I'm gonna take it out, spray it. I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes, and we're going to add the lines and make this flower come alive. Okay, we're back. I took it out and sprayed it, and you can see that even with spraying at a distance, it bled a little bit in different areas. It's just that way. It's not precision. Even though there is a precision tip that you can use on these, it is not for any kind of fine detailing. It's truly just, the way I use it is just to give a blended technique to it. I go with it. I do not go against it. Okay, now I'm gonna come in with my R2E, and I'm just going to add some lines to my daffodil here. We're gonna come down here. We're just bringing this to life. Okay, and then we're just gonna come across here like that. We're gonna put in a little bud, and then we're just gonna kind of scratch some different lines in here. We're just making it come alive. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna round out my petals here. And again, I'm just going off the image that Nina posted this morning, and just kind of following the lines that gave it depth here. And it won't look exactly like the drawing that Nina posted. It'll be similar, but it's not going to be exact. And that's because it's a Leah Twos. It's not whoever the creator was, the artist that did that sketch for us. It's mine. Just like yours will be different because it will be yours. So you just have to embrace and love yourself. I'm a firm believer that most of the time when we're down on ourselves, it stems from some kind of experience we had as a child where somebody was too hard on us and told us it had to be perfect, and you know, life just isn't perfect. So I encourage you to get in and enjoy it as much as you can, because life is fleeting. Okay, now I'm just going to come down here into the stem and just kind of paint that in too. Bring in a little tip there, and then it looks like there's probably a little bit more depth and color to the top of the stem than the bottom. And that's kind of what it looks like. So if you want to go in and add more lines to it, you most certainly can, but this is the Leah Twos, and I don't care about any of that stuff. So I'm gonna let you care about it and drive yourself crazy, but I'm really not going to do that. Now, if you don't have color shift, or if you choose not to use it, that's completely up to you. But I love color shift. Some of the artists hate it, and that's okay. We all have different things that we enjoy in life and hate in life. And I'm just gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna put some on the petals on the outside. And that way, after I resin it, and I will resin it, it will just make it look kind of shiny and wet as I think of the daffodils. In Oregon, there was, when I spent a 5.5-year sentence, as I like to call it, in Oregon. I love the people, I love the beauty, I hated the weather. In the springtime, they had daffodil and tulip fields, and they were just spectacular. And it was still very wet. So I anticipate that my daffodil has some dew on it. Yours may not, because it's yours. All right, so there it is. And it will be gorgeous once I put some resin on it. It will just really pop. But that is my weekly challenge, Nina. And I'm gonna put this out on YouTube, and then I'll put a link under Nina's weekly challenge. So if you guys wanna give it a whirl, I would love to see you outdo me. I would love for you guys to make an amazing daffodil and put me to shame. And I want you to know that I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, have a good day, everybody.